The United States Court of International Trade has ruled against President Trump's sweeping tariffs. They declared that he has overstepped his legal authority when he imposed them earlier this year. This is major news for us. So whether you have been following Trump's trade policy closely or are still trying to make sense of it all, I'm here to break it down for you. Here's what the ruling did. The court ruled that a majority of the tariffs announced on April 2nd, Trump's Liberation Day, are unlawful under the legal authority that he used. So all the tariffs he announced across the globe, a majority of them are now legally challenged and were ordered to be struck down. But here's the catch. The administration immediately appealed, and the ruling has been put on hold for now, meaning that the tariffs are still in effect while this legal fight continues. Here's the list of the tariffs being challenged. So why did the court rule against them in the first place? Well, Trump has been using powers given to him under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Basically, this law is what allows him to impose trade restrictions, including tariffs, only in response to true national emergencies. That's why the majority of his trade policy is framed using the U.S. trade deficit, which is when we import more goods than we export, as a national emergency. But the court said that the president does not have unlimited power to impose tariffs, and that the U.S. trade deficit does not constitute a national emergency, which is what I've been saying this whole time. Let's take a look at what people are saying about these rulings. Attorney General James says the law is clear. No president has the power to single-handedly raise taxes whenever they like. These tariffs are a massive tax hike on working families and American businesses that would have led to more inflation. Exactly. Economic damage to businesses of all sizes and job losses across the country if allowed to continue. Absolutely correct. Attorney General Aaron Ford says, I am extremely pleased with the court's decision to strike down these tariffs. They were both unlawful and economically destructive. 100%. The president had no legal authority to impose these tariffs, and his unlawful actions would have caused billions of dollars of damage to the American economy. Absolutely 100%. But even though the court ruled against these tariffs, the global trade war is far from over. The administration has already filed an appeal, and the idea that the president will give up on the trade war is very unlikely. So this is going to be an ongoing legal battle for us. But this is more than just a legal issue. It's an economic issue. Because beyond the courtrooms and the appeals, these tariffs are already creating chaos in our economy, and they're quietly eroding something even more important that very few people are talking about right now, which is your economic liberty. High tariffs directly interfere with your ability to freely trade. Tariffs are designed to alter your behavior and your preferences in the market by making it artificially more expensive for you to buy foreign goods so that you can be pushed into buying U.S. domestic goods instead. It's a policy trying to change our behavior and preferences artificially by raising the cost through taxes, because that's what tariffs are. They are taxes on imports. Ultimately, it is designed to discourage us from buying what we might otherwise freely choose. But here's the thing. When tariffs grow so large that they dictate who you can trade with, how much it costs, and what goods you should prefer, they're no longer about trade. They're about control. Tariffs take away consumer choice and your ability to access cheaper goods. True economic freedom means being able to buy sell, and trade without the government manipulating your behavior and decisions. If we care at all about liberty, we need to start treating tariffs not as tools of protection and patriotism, but as the economic overreach that they are. Now that you know about the latest in trade policy news, hit that like button. I would love your support so that we can do more videos like this one and make sure that you can understand the biggest things happening in the economy today. Thank you for joining Basic Economics with Holly Jean. I will see you guys here next time.